This is Watch Fox News at 10 with Mike Woolfolk, Ariel Rafasta, Tim Miller, and Ernest Robinson.
A quick look at our top stories tonight. There is more security in 5 Points after an afternoon carjacking late last week. For the first time now, the 74-year-old victim of that crime is talking about her ordeal. Nola does not want us to use her full name. She worries that something else might happen to her, but she does tell us while her son went inside the Time Warner cable office to pay the bill Friday, a man walked up to her car, shoved a gun in her ear, and yelled at her to get out. That man got away with Nola's car, but police arrested him soon after. Norman Mitchell tonight remains in jail. And it is another big political night all across the country, this one of historic proportion. This is Super Tuesday, and a record number of states are holding primaries and caucuses. Voters in 24 states are casting their ballots, and the races on the Democratic and Republican sides remain tight and somewhat tense. Our Super Tuesday coverage continues now with a bit of perspective and analysis from our good friend Charles Bierbauer, the Dean of the USC College of Mass Communications, also a former CNN political correspondent. Charles, as always, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you. Interesting.
Let's start with the Democrats, because that obviously has been the most interesting race of late between Clinton and Obama. We were just going over the list moments ago, AP calling the Connecticut race for Obama. He has also been declared the winner in Illinois, his home state, Georgia, Delaware, Alabama, Utah, Hillary Clinton, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Any surprises to you?
Probably not in that order of separation. We expected that Obama would do well in some of the southern states. Obviously, Illinois is his home state, in the same way that New York is Hillary's home state, both adopted in that regard. And the important thing to remember in the Democratic primaries is that they're all proportional. There's no winner take all. You don't get all of New York's votes or their delegates. You get them a portion. And what's also interesting is how many of these states are big swings. You win by 20 in one Obama state, you win by 15 or 20 in a Clinton state. There are very few that are close, and that's where we're going to have to start taking apart how the demographic votes split apart, where it was a big African-American vote, where it was a big Hispanic vote. Hillary Clinton doing well in that regard.
Mentioning the demographics, now despite all of their efforts to really move this campaign beyond race and gender, the exit polls continue to make both issues. How can we get beyond this?
Well, I don't know that you can get beyond it, because this is the unique aspect of this particular race on the Democratic side. You have an African American running. You have a woman running. We have not had that, and people are naturally going to wonder, is there such an affinity that women will vote for Hillary, or young people will vote for Obama? Those are the things that you look and you try and find the trends that will allow you to say what happens next. I mean, we are at 20-some states today. We've had half a dozen before. There is still slightly less than half to go, and there are some big states out there who may, as this moves along, wind up being the deciding states. Pennsylvania votes late, Ohio votes late, Texas votes late.
Not sure if there are any real surprises on the Republican side. John McCain was expected to kind of roll tonight. New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Connecticut, Delaware, Oklahoma, all in his column. Mike Huckabee has won at least 3 of the primaries today: Alabama, Arkansas, and West Virginia. Mitt Romney just 2, Massachusetts and Utah.
And I think North Dakota has been called for Mitt Romney. So there's 4, 5, or 6 delegates. Yes, this is not particularly a strong night for Romney. He is showing some strength in some of the later races coming out in the West. Among conservative voters, Huckabee does well in the South, as we thought he would. He may yet win Georgia, and that's a big state. And Romney is doing well in the West. California, of course, gets divided up. It's winner take all on a couple of different grounds in the Republican side. First, there's half of it goes to the state winner, and then by district. It would seem that would be the big prize that McCain still needs to win. It's definitely a good night for McCain. He is piling up delegates. And if he leaves tonight with a lead of, let's say, 200 delegates, I'm just plucking a number here, but he needs 1,029 to get the nomination. If he comes out of this with a 200 delegate lead, it's very hard to close the gap, particularly with winner-take-all states.
All right. Charles Bierbauer, we appreciate your analysis, as always.